Liberalock show host laughs at Elon Musk. Booth fires back in the best way possible. It started with a smirnowing glance between co-host chuckle that rippled through the studio audience before a single word was even spoken. And that night, during the primetime segment of the Tyler Graham show, the liberal talk show host sat back in his chair, fingers drumming against the desk, watching the camera light blink red. Is his moment? His audience was already primed, waiting for him to deliver one of his signature monologues. Yes, gentlemen, Ler Bebegan, his voice dripping with amusement. Elon Musk is at it again. This time our favorite billionaire genius thinks he's going to revolutionize. Wait for it, chips. He snorted, shaking his head. Audience laughed on cue. A few claps rang out. Tyler leaned forward, lowering his voice as if revealing a deep secret. I'm all for ambition. At what point does ambition turn into straight stupid illusion? Heat the question longer. Hex, he can stick a microchip in your head and suddenly, boom, you re the next Einstein. Oh Manon, you guys, do you really want this guy, the same guy who built a truck that can't even survive a rock thrown at its window, messing around with your brain? La laughter, few hoops a clip Musk Cybertruck is shattering during a failed demonstration played on the screen behind Hyam. It playing in slow motion for effect, the road roared, eating off the energy of the moment. Eler wasn't Dodon. Memian, it's behohenest. Very few months he comes up with some wild new idea. End of the internet eats it up. Underground to tunnels. Yeah, idea. If you don't mind suffocating in a metal tube during rush hour, colonizing a Mars, are you sure? Lecture. Let me just pack a bag real quick and hop on the next Spirit Airlines to Hell's Cape. Audience howled at that moment. It didn't feel like a die discussion. Felt like a raw roast. Tyler was in his element, and the crowd was right there with him. But what made it worse, what made it stunning, was that his words weren't just contained within the walls of his studio. Internet was watching. The lips of the segment were already being clipped, captioned, and uploaded in real time. Our Graham destroys Elon Musk's brain chip idea. That was the title of the first viral video to hit Twitter within minutes, everywhere. Memes flooded social media. Photoshopped image of Musk wearing a tin foil ha-hot, fake Neuralink advertisement promising instant genius for the low price of your dignity. It didn't take long before people started tagging Musk himself, demanding a response. But while the internet laughed, Musk remained silent. Coming, but no one knew it yet. Our Graham's takedown of Elon Musk wasn't just another late-night segment. It was fuel to a fire that was already smoldering. The lip spread like wildfire across Twitter. It and YouTube racked millions of views in hours. Every need an opinion. Users laughed all along, raising Tyler for finally saying what needed to be said. Oniral tweet reread. Elon Musk is the Kanye of tech. Everyone says something ridiculous and people just let it slide. Replies were brutal. Imagine trusting the guy who named his kid like a capture test with your brain. Can't wait for Neuralink 2.0.0 when accidentally plays Tesla autopilot and drives me into a wall. The mainstream media outlets jumped on the bandwagon. Articles popped up overnight dissecting Musk's so-called absurdity. The reaction wasn't a known-sided. Musk had his defenders die-hard reporters who weren't about to let a talk show host drag his name through the mud. Twitterer threads broke down Neuralink's research, explaining why the technology had real potential. Engineers from Musk's companies Tesla, Lapida, lapped back at journalists, calling their takes uninformed. Nay high-profile scientist even tweeted, the segment is why Americans fall behind in STEM. Hey'd rather mock innovation than try to understand it. The divide was obvious on one side. Skeptics, comedians, and etics revealing moment, Iagerto pile on Musk. On the other, leaders and business leaders, and Musk's loyal fans calling out the hypocrisy of mocking someone who had time and time again changed the world. As the debate raged, mething was missing. Musk himself, horse earned into a full dadai, hen tutwo, hen 3. Two tweets, cryptic memes, dismissive unknown-liners, thing for a man known for his rapid-fire Twitter responses sometimes fired off in the middle of the night. His silence was de-deafening and speculation grew. Some assumed he was ignoring the controversy, refusing to give Tyler Graham the attention others thought he was a memberist, voiding a direct response because there was no good comeback, and then there were those who knew better. They had seen this before. Musk didn't just let things slide. He played the long gag game, and when he did fire back, he didn't just clap back with wowards. He made moves. The internet had no idea what was coming next. When it Hyatt. One would be laughing a nanomore. The silent sea stretched on, response from Musk. Tie first. Only added fuel to the mockery. Late-night hosts doubled down. Usandit speculated that maybe for once Musk had no comeback. Ler Graham even took a victory lap, dedicating another segment to the lack of response. Folks, he said, barelilks, he said, barely containing his grins. Neuralink doesn't have a setting for wit because our friend Elon is awfully quiet. Omion heck his Wi-Fi. Did Twitter finally ban Hyam? Thud roared, it was too easy. Il media echoed the sentiment. Tweets flooded in mocking Musk's uncharacteristic radio silence. As probably in a dark room trying to upload a clapback directly into his brain. SK taking this long to re-respond, his man's googling how to be fufany, he piling on co-continued, UT something strange ha happened. Usk's followers didn't full flinch. Hey didn't try to defend Hayam. Hey didn't fight back. Hey just waited because if there was one thing they knew about Musk, T was thighs. Hen he stays quiet, ease plotting, H then the fourth didai, very thing changed. Single tweet. O co-context. O explanation. UST1's a sentence. A watch this. Authing ma more. O video. O. Lilinks. O ha hashtags. Just those CC2 words. And within minutes, the internet was in chaos. Culationed wild people scoured his previous tweets for hidden meanings. Assumed it was about Neuralink. There's thought it was a new Tesla update. And a few conspiracy theorists even suggested he was launching some kind of counterattack the media. Then an hour later, the first leaked, video barely a few seconds long surfaced on a random Reddit thread before making its way to Twitter. Through a paralyzed man using a computer without touching a keyboard. Of the host was Neuralink trial unedited footage. Henternet for froze. T5 first, people assumed it was for fake, deep for fake, kind of CGI stunt, UT then the second leak cacame, high definition aversion. His time from a tech journalist who had apparently seen it before anyone else. The video EO showed the man seated in a sterile lab, wires connected to his skull, playing chess on a computer screen. His hands never moved. Hyzes flicked toward the pieces, and in command, the cursor obeyed. Neuralinkial, functioning, working Neuralink implants. The clip ended with a timestamp and a short caption for the film. Tooks ago, Eno, in an instant, the entire narrative flipped on its head. Tyler Graham's segment, Mockery, it all looked ridiculous. WTSIS wasn't just another Musk idea. This was happening, and it wasn't someday, it was now. Gerald had been laughing at a man who was about to change of everything. UT Musk wasn't done yet. Something even bigger was coming. The moment that video hit the internet shifted. Laughter turned to silence. Skepticism turned it to shock. Mom's mug monologue, once the peak of entertainment, now felt outdated, like a joke that aged poorly overnight. News outlets scrambled to catch up. Denly, those CC same reporters who had mocked Musk days earlier were forced to acknowledge what they had just seen. Neuralink wasn't science fiction. It wasn't a gimmick. It was real, and it was already working, and Musk was just getting started a few hours after the leaked footage went viral. He followed up his cryptic tweet with a live stream announcement. No teasers, no press releases, just a simple post. Let's talk 66 p.m. PT. By the time the stream went live, millions of people were tuned in. Usk sat alone in front of the camera, no flashy backdrop, no hype music, just him staring straight into the lens, completely at ease. I wasn't going to say anything, he began, his voice calm. I figured people would see for themselves soon enough. But well, he smirked, since I've been invited to the conversation, let's have it. Then without hesitation he played the full unedited version of the Neuralink trial, not just the man moving the cursor. Not just a short clip, the entire experiment. It showed the patient, once completely paralyzed, using his thoughts to type out full sentences, opening applications, surfing the web, controlling a robotic arm. The researchers weren't giving commands, he was. And then came the kicker. The final segment of the video showed something no one expected. The patient wasn't just clicking random things, he was writing. A sentence appeared on the screen, typed entirely with his mind. For the first time in years, I feel free. The chat exploded. People weren't just watching history, they were feeling it, the weight of what they were seeing, what this meant for paralyzed individuals, for people suffering from neurodegenerative diseases, for technology as a whole. It was undeniable. And that's when Musk finally addressed the elephant in the room. I don't expect everyone to like me, he said, shrugging. I get it, I'm weird, I make mistakes, but I'd rather spend my time building than mocking. A pause, as some people choose to sit on a stage and laugh. Others choose to change the world. I know which one I'd rather. DDO. IC drop. Twitter erupted within seconds. Hashtags flooded the platform. Neuralink changes lives. Musk was right, apologized to Elon. Even people who weren't Musk fans had to admit it. This wasn't just another tech stunt, this was a breakthrough. But one person had yet to respond. Tyler G. Graham, the same man who had laughed at Musk just days before. And now the entire internet was watching, waiting for his reaction. Elon Graham had built his career on sharp wit and calculated jabs, but nothing prepared him for this. Just days ago, he had the world laughing at Elon Musk. Now those same people were flooding his social media with clips of the Neuralink demonstration, calling him out for mocking something that could change lives. His mentions were a battlefield. Embarrassed yourself. Want to joke about this one too? Say something. Tyler, where's that sharp tongue? No. Teeth pressure was unbearable. His producers demanded a response. At first, Tyler's team tried to ignore maybe if they stayed quiet, the storm would pass, maybe the internet would find a new target, but it didn't. Teeth clip of Musk's live stream was everywhere. Major networks, the same ones that had mocked him just days before, were no backpedaling. Elon Musk's Neuralink breakthrough stuns the world. Season. Musk's Neuralink just silenced his critics. Orbs Tyler G. Graham under fire after mocking life-changing technology. Washington Post. It wasn't just Twitter trolls demanding an apology, it was the media. And then just when things couldn't get worse, someone found an old interview, a clip from 2 years ago surfaced featuring Tyler talking about medical advancements. I support anything that helps people with disabilities. He had said, straight-faced, waned more innovation in this space. If someone can create tech that gives paralyzed people their mobility back, I'd support it 1100%. The hypocrisy was painful. Musk's supporters ran with it. So Neuralink doesn't count. 2 years ago he said this. Now he's laughing at must make sense. The internet demanded an answer. Finally, Tyler's team couldn't stall any longer. Damage control was necessary. They scrambled to put together a response, and that night on his show, Tyler finally addressed the backlash. He forced a laugh, adjusting his tie. Looks like I might owe Elon an apology. The audience clapped, but it was hesitant. It wasn't the roaring laughter of a few nights ago. Tyler leaned forward, feigning humility. I'll admit I might have jumped the gun. I didn't expect Neuralink to be this far along. Cleared his throat. That video was impressive. Won't lie, but instead of a full apology, he pivoted. Tan said, I still think we should be asking questions. Technology like this is powerful. It could change everything, but it also needs regulation. Who controls what's the ethical concern? The audience perked up. He was trying to shift the narrative. But the internet wasn't buying it. The damage was already done. And while Tyler Graham struggled to regain his credibility, Elon Musk was preparing his final move. Elon Graham's attempt at damage control didn't land the way he hoped, instead of a sincere apology. He tried to redirect the conversation, and people saw right through his audience wasn't laughing anymore. His critics weren't backing down. Even some of his usual supporters were calling him out. You mocked a guy for helping disabled people. And now you want to talk ethics? Nah man, take the L, just admit you were wrong. Tyler, stop trying to spin this. This ain't politics, dude, this is someone walking again. Own up. But while Tyler was still trying to patch his reputation, Musk had already moved on. The Neuralink livestream had done its job. The world saw the truth. The people who needed this technology, the most paralyzed individuals, families of stroke victims, those suffering from neurodegenerative diseases, were now watching Musk closely, not Tyler Graham. And Musk knew exactly how to make his point. The day after Tyler's weak response, Musk dropped another bombshell, a new initiative, a tweet. Simple, direct, offering Neuralink to the first 1,000 patients for free. Let's change lives. The internet exploded. This wasn't just a response to the controversy, it was a statement. While others wasted time, Musk was hospitals, research centers, and advocacy groups started reaching out to Neuralink. Thousands of applications flooded in. Families with paralyzed loved ones saw hope where there had been none before, and in that moment the entire debate became irrelevant, because this wasn't about Tyler Graham anymore. It wasn't about Twitter wars or talk show jokes. It wasn't even about Elon Musk's ego. It was about real people, real problems, and real solutions. Musk never needed to fire back with insults or petty arguments. His response was simple: do something so undeniably great that no amount of mockery could diminish it. And with that, the final tables turned. Tyler Graham, once the man with a mic, found himself drowned out by something far more powerful than comedy progress. Musk didn't just win the argument, he made it irrelevant. It's easy to laugh at things we don't understand. It's easy to mock what seems too ambitious, too bold, too out there. But progress doesn't come from playing it safe. It comes from people who dare to and push forward no matter how many people laugh. Elon Musk didn't waste his time arguing. He let his work speak for itself. And that's the difference between talkers and doers. So next time someone tells you that your idea is ridiculous, that your dreams are impossible, remember this story, because the loudest voices aren't always the ones who shape the future, the ones who build do. If you found this story compelling, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.